Good morning, you guys. What's today? Today's Tuesday. Welcome to another Day in the Life vlog.
You in the past, I'm in the future. You mad, they don't salute you. I need.
Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Keela Trishan and I make videos on lifestyle, insurance, and mental health. I also do vlogs, day in the life in the insurance industry, day in the life of a toddler, all the things. So if that's something that interests you, go on ahead and click that subscribe button below. Be sure to turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything from me. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and thank you for your support. Okay, so today's pretty exciting. I got my first claim. So I will be getting out into the field, y'all. Now, I don't know how much of it I'm going to be able to vlog. Honestly, I'm probably not going to be able to vlog it because I'm going to be with my supervisor. She's going to be with me for like the first few claims or whatever. And she's super cool, but you know, you can't be vlogging with your manager and stuff. And then usually I don't vlog inside of people's actual homes either for like privacy and stuff. Like that's like overstepping the boundary. But you know, I do try to like give you guys information like as I'm on the road and stuff like that. So that's what I'll probably do. Like I might like check in when I'm headed there and when I'm headed back to kind of let you guys know what's going on. But basically it sounds like it's pretty sizable, honestly. It is a broken supply line, like broken hot water line. And the ceiling of it sounds like it's between the kitchen and bathroom. I'm guessing from what the guy described, it sounds like it might be like a powder room / kitchen situation. But basically the ceiling collapsed in those areas. So that caused the water to flood into other rooms. So yeah, I'm gonna see what this is about. I just dropped off baby, headed back home now. I'm logging in at 8 instead of my normal 7:30. And I'm only doing that because I set the inspection. I told the guy I'd be there between 11 and 12. And that's gonna cut into like that lunch period where you gotta log out before 5 hours. So I was like, let me just, be on the safe side so I'm not rushing and going ahead and, clock in later. So I'll get with you guys in a little bit and let y'all know what's going on after I log in. Good morning, y'all. So I have a good reason for not coming back on camera yesterday. It ended up getting a little busy, like not in a bad way, but basically I had the inspection and I ended up meeting with my manager after. We sat and had lunch. We were just talking about everything. Like we were kind of like getting to know each other and then also just talking about the job so far. And she was just asking me like how I was feeling and all that and expectations. So let me tell y'all about the inspection and then I'll tell you guys about just like the next steps, whatever. So it was a supply line break. So the guy's ceiling collapsed in a couple of rooms. So basically went and met with his vendor on site, the vendor that's doing mitigation, and he just kind of showed me all the areas where there was damage, showed me the flooring, showed me like the items that were like disturbed during the collapse. So he had like a vanity that was in the way that they ended up having to like detach. And there was like I don't know what they're called, but it's like a caddy that goes like behind the toilet, for like extra storage. So that was like destroyed. So pretty much I just took pictures of everything that was on site. They left like everything there for me. They left the part of the pipe that failed. So I was able to take that for subrogation. So I need to actually set that up and I'll probably take that today to like FedEx or something to get it sent over to the right department. Yeah, so that was pretty much it with that. So I did have an issue with my system because the estimating software that we use, I guess my email wasn't set up properly. So my manager had to go and like send a request to get that updated. So it took about a day. So I came back in today. Everything's fine with that. So I just uploaded my photos and I did a sketch, but I had to create like a dummy file to create a sketch. And then I'm just going to transfer that sketch over into this file and then also upload my pictures and stuff. So that's basically what I'm doing now. I did my inspection note yesterday and I set my like reserves. If you don't know what reserves are, that's just basically saying like, I believe I'm going to need this amount of money to pay this claim. It's just essentially letting the insurance company know to set aside this money. Like, don't spend this money because we're going to probably use this for this claim. So that's like kind of what reserves are. So you set like what you initially think they are. And then like as time goes on, if, you know, other things come about or if the scope gets bigger, then you could just adjust them as needed. So yeah, so I did all that on the first day. And now today I'm going to work on the estimate. So that'll be cool. This will be the first estimate that I'm working on for this company. And it'll be my first time working on the software in a few years. So that'll be cool just to kind of, you know, refresh my skills and stuff. My manager's out today, but she's back tomorrow. So the good thing is we have like a few days to kind of create these estimates because they're bigger and more complex. So I'll just work on that, you know, today. And like basically my plan is to try to have it done before lunchtime and, you know, kind of like review it. And then I'll, as soon as she like approves the items that I requested, then I'll be able to, you know, hopefully issue payment and get this guy going. So outside of that, I did have to order environmental testing because the home is pretty old. So I ordered environmental testing to ensure that there's no asbestos and lead. If there is asbestos and lead, there's another procedure. I'll go into that, you know, when the time comes up because it's a lot of information. And if you are new to insurance, I don't want to like overwhelm and confuse you. So I did that. Got the gentleman set up in temporary housing because he basically lost use of like most of his home. So I got him set up in temporary housing, had a vendor call him to schedule that. And then what else? Oh, he has some personal property that's damaged, but depending on what the results are from the testing will determine how we need to handle that. Again, I'll cross that bridge, you know, once we know what the results are from the testing. So yeah, that's pretty much it with that. But as far as my manager, really sweet, really cool, really down to earth. Like I do feel very like fortunate to have her as a manager. She's very understanding, very like, look, you know, you have a kid, I have kids, doctor's appointments, stuff like that. Like her biggest thing is just like making sure that you get your work done. So she's just like, I don't really care how you do it. If you need to work, you know, different hours to make things happen. If you have a doctor's appointment and you want to take an earlier lunch, you know, if you need to work a few hours, clock out and then work another few hours, like, you know, whatever you need to do to get your work done and still live your life, do that. So I appreciate that because not all managers and companies are understanding like that. Some are like, no, you need to have your behind at your desk, you know, from this time to this time, take lunch when you're supposed to, and then log out at this time. She's not like that. She's just like, not a micromanager. Want you guys to live your life. I don't like to be micromanaged, so do your thing. So I did appreciate that. And then, you know, we were talking about like family stuff and, you know, life, and Mother's Day is coming up. So we were talking about that. So yeah, it was good. It was good. But anyways, I'm going to go on ahead and just work on this stuff. Just uploaded my pictures. I need to go through and label everything. So I have some work to do because I have a lot of photos that I took. So I'm going to go ahead and just get that done. I am the type, if y'all been watching me, you know, I like to do as much as I can as soon as possible because, listen, it gets busy. So you want to, like, while you have like downtime, you want to make use of that time so you're not struggling later. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that, and I'll be back to talk to you guys later. So it's lunchtime. I basically spent the whole morning working on that file I was telling you guys about. I had a couple of like emails come in between, and it's funny because I just logged out for lunch and literally got a call, but I can't answer it because I'm hourly, so I'll call them back once I am logged back in. Anywho, just working on that. I am just like building the estimate. It's gonna take a little bit because it was a pretty substantial loss, so I'm about like halfway through. And then like upload the photos. I had like over 100 pictures, so I had to like rearrange them because you want to tell a story. So I had to like put them in their proper places, name them, all that good stuff, and then, you know, move on to the estimate stuff. So just doing that. It's pretty cut and dry, but it's just like a larger file. But again, the fact that I'll be getting less claims, it gives me the time to work on these things without being extremely stressed out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm about to go and have me a slice of pizza and a salad. That's gonna be my lunch today. I don't know if y'all mess with DiGiorno, but you know, DiGiorno is where it's at. I usually get like 1 or 2 for like during the week because my son likes pizza and burgers. So I'll like grab some, but I'm like, you know what? He can't eat it all by himself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and have me some because I don't feel like cooking up a whole like meal. But anyways, I just want to check in with you guys, let you know what's going on. I'll probably get back with you guys after I talk to that customer to find out what he was talking about. And yeah, see you in a bit. Excuse the background. I am standing in front of our little like home gym because this is where I have the best lighting right now. But anyways, okay, so what has happened thus far, you ask? I had a conversation with my one insured for now. Just talked to the wife. I've been talking to the husband. And so she just had a few questions about like the claim process and like what's going on. So I just kind of explained to her the next steps and, like what we're waiting for. So she was like super cool. The thing is, most people just want to be kept informed. Like they just want to know what's going on because depending on how big the situation is, it's their home and they've been misplaced, so they just want to know what's happening. They want to know what's covered and what they may have to pay for and all that good stuff. So I try to ease people's minds and talk to them like human beings and just have empathy. Like that's really all it takes. Now, mind you, sometimes you have people that are a-holes, right? But for the most part, again, people just want to be kept informed. Call them back when you say you're going to call them back. Don't have them waiting forever. Like answer small questions because things come up. You do it every day. They don't. So that's kind of my philosophy. And that's what keeps my customer service scores high. I'm trying to go into this job with high customer service scores. So yeah, it's just, taking that time to like answer questions, walk people through stuff and speak to them like in layman's terms. So I just did that. I am documenting the call right now and I am thawing out our dinner for tonight. We're going to have some fish and vegetables. Like it's going to be real simple, but healthy. So, cause I had pizza for lunch. So I'm like, you got to balance it, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm off in like 35 minutes. So yeah, it's been like a pretty cool day, pretty productive day. That estimate took me forever. There's like a note that I need to add to the estimate. I don't know how to do it. I was looking for it, but I can't find the information. So I'm just going to wait till my supervisor's back in the office tomorrow and just ask her like, hey, how do I do this? Put it through. Hopefully I can make the first payment, go from there. And yeah, that's it. So I just want to check in again to let y'all know what's happening. I'll get back with you guys later. Probably not today because there's nothing else going on. I'll probably catch y'all tomorrow. Hey y'all, good morning and happy Thursday. So I just dropped off baby, normal routine. And I'm headed back to the house right now to log in, eat some breakfast, but I don't have any coffee creamer. I do not have any coffee creamer, so I'm like annoyed. I need to try to, I don't even know if I want to make something work with almond milk. Last time I did that, it was just disgusting. So I might just go get a coffee. But I need to go out anyway to drop off the broken pipe for that claim. I need to drop it off at a FedEx so they can send it to our subrogation department. So most companies have like a process for subrogation. Sometimes they'll give the adjuster like prepaid FedEx envelope, so you can just simply drop it in there and then drop it off at a FedEx location. Here, the only time that they'll print like prepaid labels is if the customer sending it in. So I will need to just simply go into a FedEx with our account number and the branch where they need to like bill. So that's what I'm pretty much gonna do today. Later on, I just be getting lazy. Like I could have did it yesterday, but well, to be honest, in my defense, yesterday I needed to write that estimate and I needed to transfer it over since I wasn't able to do that on Tuesday. So yeah, today, since the estimate is pretty much done, I just need to do a couple finishing touches and, get it approved by my manager. Then I can go on ahead and suit up and get on over to a FedEx. So yeah, I'm gonna do that today. And that's pretty much like it. I do want to do some more of that testing I was telling you guys I was doing before I had claims, like just to make sure my licensing is straight. I was like halfway through one before I got a claim, so I want to try to finish that between like today and tomorrow since, I front load. So I've done a lot on this claim and got it to where it needs to be. The next thing is going to be the testing. So once I get that testing back, then I'll be able to guide the customer a little bit more. And then pretty much it'll just be a waiting game until their mitigation is done. And then I'll hop back in and help them with repairs if they need it and, go from there. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. I shouldn't get another claim until like next week. Pedestrian walking and this guy like wasn't slowing down fast enough. I don't think he saw her, so she just gave him like a crazy look. Glad I didn't, go left. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna get another claim until next week, so this is gonna be like my focus for this week. But again, while I have this downtime, I want to try to get some of those trainings done to, put myself in a good position because like at the end of the year is when I will be having to renew. So anyways, I will talk to you guys in a little bit. I just want to let you know what was on the agenda for today. Hey y'all, long time no see. I just want to check back in and create a teachable moment. So I just got back a little bit ago from FedEx. I dropped off that piece I was telling you guys I was going to pack up and send over. So that is now off my plate. You just basically want to note the file that you did it. I have a tracking number, so I'm going to go on ahead and put that in there. So if anybody wants to look it up, they can. But I got the testing report back from the environmental company that we had go out and test the materials. So it did come back positive for lead and asbestos. Now, if I remember correctly, I was kind of briefly talking to you guys about this the other day after I went on the inspection, but I didn't want to get into super details because I didn't want it to be confusing. But now that I know that the materials are positive, I can kind of tell you guys a procedure. So, because the ceiling collapsed in a couple of the rooms of this home, that means that the lead and asbestos were disturbed. So all that means is that because we know that, these substances are present, they could potentially have contaminated the rest of the home. So meaning any like soft goods, like your couch, chairs, beds, things like that. These spores could have gotten into other areas. So what happens now is the company requests to do a procedure 5. And what that means is that they come in and they test other areas. So they look at other samples of technically unaffected rooms to see if they were contaminated. Now, if those other areas are contaminated, then that means that likely all of the soft goods, like contents, will be considered a total loss. If they're considered a total loss, we typically just have a vendor go in to price out the items, and then, they can assist the insured with like replacement, or we can, just kind of reimburse the insured for whatever. We would pay them like actual cash value, and then they get the depreciation back once they show that they actually purchased the items. So that's one way to do things. But then some vendors are able to assist the customer with like actually purchasing the stuff like one by one. So we'll deal with that when that, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But essentially, the loss is a little bit bigger than what it was initially because now we know there's possible contamination. So it's not the biggest deal in the bigger scheme of things. Essentially, when the testing comes back positive, all that means is that now there's another step. So in the state of California, a certified environmental vendor has to remove these materials under containment. So the mitigation vendor will not be able to remove these items. It will have to be a different company. So a different environmental vendor will have to come in and remove it. And then the mitigation company will simply come back once everything is done to make sure that everything outside of the affected materials is dry. So like framing, things like that. So yeah, I'm just pretty much on standby waiting to see what these, procedure 5 samples come back at, so I can know what to do with like the personal property. But the good thing is I already have them in temporary housing, so we don't have to worry about that. I had to put them in temporary housing because they literally lost use of most of their home. So they're good to go as far as that. But then this could potentially prolong things, not by super long, but, again, like when you have more steps, then that could just be more time. So I'll have that conversation with them later once I get the information from the vendor. And then I'll call the mitigation vendor so we can kind of have a conversation about like our next steps. So just to make sure we're on the same page. So yeah. Oh, I have the estimate. I was telling you guys that I have the estimate written, but I think I'm going to hold off on paying the customer right now just because I want to see what all needs to be removed, just in case I need to update my estimate. Because like pro tip, when you're doing an undisputed estimate, you want to try to make sure that you have everything that could possibly happen in that estimate if you can help it. And since we're still in the beginning, like the loss just happened like this week, since we're still in the beginning, I have a little bit of time. It's not like they are, like pressed or anything like that. I'll definitely have some money in their hand before, things get crazy. So just want to let you guys know kind of what's going on. If you have any questions about what a procedure 5 is, like if I didn't answer all your questions here, feel free to leave it like a question in the comments. I'd be happy to like clarify. This was something that scared me in the very beginning when I first started doing claims, but now it's just a part of the job. So yeah, anywho, let me go and finish. I'm taking some other testing for my licensing, so I'm going to go on ahead and just work on that, and then I'll get back with you guys in a little while. So it's about 2:46. I have about like an hour and 15 minutes left to go. I'm gonna be logging out at 4. And it's been a decent day. It's been a decent day. So I got some information from the housing vendor that I set up that customer with, they sent me over some comparables to their home in the area because they're going to need like longer term housing because of the damages. So I'm just waiting for an approval from my manager so I can go on ahead and tell them to book these people in that place because they're currently in a hotel. So I'm going to let them know as soon as I hear back from her. I told them to give me till tomorrow because I don't know what my manager has going on, so I don't want to like rush it, you know. So I figure about a day, because last time I asked her for an approval, it took her about a day. So that's kind of what I am anticipating. And I'm just taking more testing. So yeah, I mean, I'm up to date. Again, I only have one claim, so it's not like I have a whole bunch to do, but I'm just waiting for that to be approved so I can go on ahead and move that forward. And then the next thing will just be like waiting for the Procedure 5 information. But yeah, things are going smoothly. I'm extremely resourceful too, like when it comes to new jobs. Although like I'm still, like obviously I've been doing claims for a long time, y'all know. I've been in the game for close to 10 years at this point. So claims typically are handled the same way with most companies, but there might be little differences. Like one company might allow this and another company would prefer you to do it this way or vice versa. So there's a couple things that I've had questions on, but I'm like, you know what? Let me try to find the answer first before I reach out and ask. That's just kind of how I do things. I do recommend though, like don't spend, 30, 45 minutes trying to find something. If you like legit can't find it, reach out and ask somebody for help. Have peers that you can reach out to for help. Like in my case, I have some people in my training class. One girl used to work here before, and then there was another gentleman that came from a different department. So they kind of know, like the procedures and policies probably a little bit better than I do. So I can reach out to them if I have like a question I don't want to reach out to management about. If it's something that I know is going to require an approval, then I'll reach out to my supervisor, just to kind of get her take. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing, just figuring things out and just filling up my time. And I feel like while I'm still, I guess like on ramp up, let me just go on ahead and knock out some things that I can control, like my testing. So yeah, I'm gonna go on ahead and end the vlog here because tomorrow's Friday. Not much is gonna be going on a Friday. It will just be pretty much me tying up loose ends. I'm gonna make sure I talk to that customer before the weekend. I like to do that too. Let me just go on ahead and say that. If you have a relatively big claim, it's good to talk to people like at least a couple times throughout the week. I would say like, if you can't talk to them throughout the week, at least like one time. And I try to do it before the weekend to like tie up any loose ends, answer any questions. So they're not sitting there, tripping over the weekend and then making your Monday, difficult. Reach out to them, answer any questions, give them any information, like any last minute details before the weekend ends. Cause my phone goes off on Friday at 4, okay? So there's no reaching me after that until Monday morning. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely just kind of wanted to give you guys a taste of what is going on thus far and like keep you guys updated as far as like the work I'm getting and just what's going on, how I'm liking the job so far. I'm actually loving it. Everybody just seems really cool and really nice. So I'm looking forward to, what I can bring here, like I'm looking forward to growing with the company. I really don't want to go anywhere else. I want to stay where I'm at, building relationships and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, definitely go on ahead and give me a thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you have not subscribed and you made it this far, please go on ahead and click that subscribe button. Be sure to turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything from me. And with that being said, you guys have an amazing day and I'll see you next time.
Future. You mad, they don't salute you. I need a bag, size is super. They turned your bag, it's like I never